So in this video, I'm going to go over the transformation of one of our clients. Her name is Rosa. I want to explain how we got her from where she was at to where she is currently. And I want you guys to understand the concept and then use it for yourself for you to be able to get to your goals, whatever that is. But this is a physique transformation. We have had Rosa for a long time now, but the main thing is that the body itself took 7 weeks or 8 weeks, between 7 weeks and 8 weeks to transform. But the main thing is that her mindset is what took a little bit longer. So when it comes to dieting, or when it comes to you getting to your goals, right, physique wise, it's literally all about calorie deficit. But the main thing is that while you're on a calorie deficit, you have to be able to sustain the way that you eat for a very long period of time. At the same time, you have to be able to eat the food that you also enjoy. So during this process, right, she was probably 160 pounds. I remember the first time she came to us, right, she was talking about only dropping weight. I need to drop weight. But what she did is that she joined different programs, and none of those programs actually worked, because she would just eat protein bars for a very long time, or she would focus on just not eating, or just focusing on just doing too much cardio. But that itself is not going to get her to her goal in the long term. But during the same process, right, I had to change your mindset that it's not always about just starving yourself on a daily basis or weekly basis. The goal is to be able to build, right, at the gym while you're working out. As you can see, her workouts shows for itself. You can see the muscle on her body. Right, the goal is to be able to build while you're in the gym, but while you lose, at the same process, you're losing body fat. There's a difference between losing body fat and losing weight. So if you just want to lose weight, all you need to do is just go straight to the gym and just do a bunch of cardio and then just eat basically nothing. But what that's going to do is that you are going to go into a rebound phase where your body is going to hold on to water, your body is going to hold on to weight, your body is going to hold on to stubborn fat, only because you're not feeding the body. So I had to change the mindset of her doing this process, and that took a little bit longer. Like I said, Laura's been with us for a very long time now, but the physique change took only 8 weeks, and this is the step that we did. Step number 1, we recomp her entire body, meaning that we try to find the calories that she can sustain for at least 4 to 5 weeks, right? Probably minimum 4 weeks, for at least 4 weeks, so that her body can get used to that weight, get used to the calories intake, get used to the protein intake, the fat, the fiber, the carbs, and everything, right? So that was step number 1, and that process was just eating slightly a little bit more over her calorie deficit. And if you can find out what your maintenance is and you can sustain that for at least 4 weeks, you are on the right track to get into your goals. Step number 2, we switch your diet around, and then basically what we did is that we lower her calories slightly on certain days, and then some days we also increase her calories. So most people will call it different things. They can call it carb cycling, or they can call it basically calorie cycling, fat cycling. It doesn't matter what you call it. But some days that you are at rest, not at the gym or being active, bring your calories lower, which is what we did. We bring your calories lower, but the main thing is that her protein stays exactly the same. It doesn't change. And then step number 3 is that we look at physique. By the way, this from step number 1 to step number 2, right? It takes about 4 weeks. Step number 2 to 3 takes probably about 2 weeks or so. We look at her physique. If things are changing, right, her body is changing while not losing the size itself, but just losing body fat, right, that is a good thing. So do not change nothing. So step number 3 is that we look at that, and then we make sure that we are not changing too much on a diet. On what we're doing is now at this point we're implementing a lot of fruits and taking out a lot of complex carbs, which is like rice, potatoes, pasta, or quinoa. We're implementing more fruits at this point. But we did that, and then the very last step is that we see if her body needs any recomp, and if it doesn't, we basically just leave everything as is. And then once in a while, if she wants a healthy meal, she can definitely eat that. She still drinks if she wants to go out with her friends, but not excessively, right? It's more of a moderate once every, I don't know how often she drinks, probably once every 3 weeks or so. But This is the result of her transformation from where she first started to where she is now. So now her goal has shifted a little bit because she's still with us, and her goal is now to build more muscle on top of what she has. By the way, she's 49 years old, and if she's able to change her body just from this, from where where she was at to where she needs to be, right, that is a massive difference. So I think you guys can also implement the same thing for yourself as well. I hope this helps.